Alfin? I was wondering if we can make a stop by Alistair once the opportunity allows, but it's just a personal whim of mine. We can talk more about it when the time is right. Prince Oliver's child at home, I should pay my respects too, and since it's a hard event, let's go. If you're up for it, Your Highness, I can have Valmar take us there. I'd like to go and pay my respects to Prince Olivert as well. Reen, I would really appreciate that, thank you. Reen and Alfin took Valmar to a remote region of Erebonia. They went down to Alster, taking care not to be conspicuous. Good luck. We made it. Sorry for making you carry so much, Reen. Oh no, I'm glad I could be of help, and it's not really so much to carry, I assure you. But I think I can tell what this is just by the weight of it. Between that and what you was talking about with Sandy earlier. This is where the Lenheim household was. This is where Olivert was born and raised. I've been wanting to make a visit, but it burned down before I could. You know, those of us in Class 7 actually did stop by back during the Civil War. You and the others told me about it, that lightning struck it a few months ago. Could that have been some kind of omen? Anyway, I'd like to offer some flowers and pay our respects. You see, this monument is... it's... something the matter? Someone's laid out a rose already. They must have had the same idea and got here before us. I think I know who. That black ribbon is used by the Arnor house the Arnor house in times of mourning. Must have been Cedric. Oh. What exactly is going through his mind? There's this, but what happened with the Crimson Wings in the first place? He thinks that he has a right to mourn Olivert. But I suppose the same could be said about me. Your Highness? I asked Emma and Celine about the rivalries, Reen. If you do wind up facing off against Cedric, if you feel any pity or sympathy for him, you must bury it, even if it's a matter of life or death. Your Highness. Reen, you've always been so gentle by nature. To be honest, if you do end up fighting Cedric, I worry that your kindness could cause you to hesitate, to prevent him from doing any more damage than he already has. Princess Alfin, I'm afraid I can't allow myself to do that. When it comes to Prince Cedric, I have Kurt to consider as well. But I have to think about you too. I'm not under the illusion that everything going forward will be anything but complicated. This is Prince Cedric that we're talking about, your twin brother and the person closest to you in a lot of ways, Your Highness. What happens with the rivalries is not set in stone. I think the best thing is for you to think about what you yourself would like to do. Once I know how I can help, I'll do anything and everything in my power to do so. Reen. I still have a lot to figure out. With the way things are now, I think that Elise would just laugh. But it's true, with Father out of commission and with Mother being held captive, I must face Cedric in place of Olivert. Even simply as his only sister, I will think matters over carefully and I won't run away from this. Sounds like a good idea to me, Your Highness. Prince Cedric also offered flowers here. I think that act conveys a certain sentiment. Thanks, Reen. Right, I actually had something I wanted to do here. You know that case I've been making you lug around? I was almost sure that it was a lute. Is it? Yes, it is. A most beloved souvenir from Olivert's travels to Liberl. I've actually been taking the odd lesson here and there lately, and just might be able to hash my way through a song or two. According to Sandy, the mayor's out at the moment, so we're not pressed for time. That's good. The whole situation with the mayor sure is strange. Valmar's on standby, so I can't see a reason why we need to hurry. I'd be honored if you'd play for me, Your Highness. I'm a little nervous. Okay, deep breath and... Sorry, Reen. I was able to play it better earlier. I really was. Maybe the size is throwing me off? It really can make a big difference. I think this particular lute is a little big for most women. That was Amber Amour, right? Would you mind if I play a little too? Actually, I think I heard about that before from Elise. You played at the Academy Festival 2 years ago, right? That's right. My dad gave me lessons growing up. It's a pretty famous song, so maybe we can make our way through it. Brightly shooting stars, leaving trails in the skies. Like a guiding light, they show me the way to your eyes. This yearning passion tears my heart in twain. And the cruel moon mocks my pain. If this fleeting dream shall never be, a single wound will remain in my heart for all to see. Our passionate first and final kiss. Your tears to me are an amber bliss. Let us mirror this eternal love. That was lovely, Rain. Really lovely. You might even be better than Olvert. No, not even close. Thanks, but given how often you played this lute, I'd be surprised if that were the case. Hearing the song again really takes me back, though. I used to listen to it a lot when I was little. It seems that Ariel really loved it. This song is how she expressed her feelings when she refused Father's marriage proposal back when he was the crown prince. I really feel like I can imagine her performance from Oliver's eyes. I see. I think Prince Olivert himself may have told me this before. Looks like Olivert was filled with the same sentiment. I get the feeling the basic ideas and emotions we have as people don't really change much from generation to generation. Mine as well. I think that we'll be finding out Elise's whereabouts sooner rather than later. You're going to find her, Rain. Find her and bring her back. I think that fate has set this course. When someone is kind enough to assert that, it does make you focus in and face what lies ahead of you. That's exactly what I intend to do as well. This isn't the time to be reserved, right here in this situation. I'm sure that Olivert would be in total agreement if you were here, though my thoughts regarding Cedric here are less clear.
Reen, I'm in love with you.
It might just be indigestion.
I have been ever since the day you rescued me. 2 years ago, on the Pantagruel. You may see me as nothing more than your sister's dearest friend, the Imperial Princess under whom you serve. But all I truly am deep down is a girl whose heart longs for you.
I think that your lovely performance charmed this out of me, Rain. And you don't need to give me an answer or anything, okay? I just wanted to share how I feel about you. I think that a lot of things might change for you when Elise is back. And once the real battle begins, I don't think there will be any chances like this. Your Highness. Should we be heading back to the ship then? We still need to determine where Elise is. I actually think that I might be able to help Toa out. Reen and Alfin departed Alster after giving their best to Sandy and the others. They returned to the Merkaba on Valimar. The princess carried the loot case on the way back, saying that she could handle it on her own now. So yeah, that one was a little better than Toa's, but that's not saying much. I did save just in case, like, if doing one hard event locks you into the girls route. I don't think it does, because you have to do both events and then a third event that does do the locking. But just in case, I did save. What's that you're reading there, Your Highness? Reen? It's a letter addressed to me. Take a look. Alfin, I need to speak with you. I'll be waiting in what remains of the field exercise camp near Heimdall. You may bring exactly one other person along to escort you. This letter has the seal of the Golden Stallion on it, and whoever wrote it had called you by name. Indeed, they must jump through quite a few hoops to have it delivered to the ship. Could be nothing more than a prank, but naturally my curiosity is piqued. There's only so many people who could have sent a letter like this. What should I do? It's possible this might be a trap. Allow me to serve as your escort, Your Highness. You do want to find out what this is all about, right? You know me too well, Reen. Are you sure it's alright, though? What if this is some form of trap? It'll be okay. I'll be right there to protect you no matter what happens. Let's get to Valimar and head on over. Can't we give Valimar a break already? Can't we get them like a little dropship to use instead? Reen and Alfin awaited their chance before using Valimar's warp function to infiltrate the city limits of Heimdall. There they made their way through the uncannily quiet roads to the old field exercise camp on the South Ostia Highway. There you are. What kept you? I had a feeling it'd be you. I thought it was going to be Claire, but it's Cedric. Reen, I see you've come along as Alfin's personal escort. I must apologize for the unsightly display you were forced to witness yesterday. Your Highness? Enough being around the bush, Cedric. So real quick, in case you don't remember the yesterday thing, because that's going to be like 3 or more videos behind by now, that's his whole meltdown during the Pantagruel attack. Why send me a letter like that so suddenly? Don't tell me, was this all just a ploy to get Reen to come? Nothing of the sort. I gave up on Reen a long time ago. We'll have to face each other in the rivalry someday, after all. You're the one I wanted to see, Alfin. I'll get right to the point. I want you to leave the Crimson Wings. Go to Ordis. You'll be safe there with Mother until this all blows over. It's supposed to be Radiant Wings, unless he's, like, intentionally being disparaging or something. So that's it. As if I could ever do something so preposterous. How can you expect me to sit idly by while Ulvert and his allies fight tooth and nail to... What does it matter either way? Do you honestly believe you can make a difference? The real world is nothing like the confines of the palace walls or the gates of St. Estrella. You don't stand a chance on your own. Her Highness has become an invaluable member of the Courageous Two's crew. We have no reason to doubt her abilities. Perhaps I was overstating things. I don't think you're entirely helpless. But it's a big ship and there are plenty of capable Thor students on board as it is. It's not going to drop out of the sky just because you decide to leave. Perhaps you did manage to find a purpose during the Civil War, as a symbol of the Imperial family. But there exists no such place for you in the squabble between Jormungand and Mil Mirage. You know that, don't you? This has gone beyond just a mere domestic conflict. This is a war that could very well engulf the entire world as we know it. The fury that's about to be unleashed is greater than you can possibly imagine. It's only a matter of time before you, Olivert, and the Crimson Wings get caught in the crossfire. And once that happens, there won't be any last-minute miracles left to save you. Yes, there will. This is cold steel. Reen, surely you see where I'm coming from here. I know you care about Elise every bit as much as I do about Alfin. Is a warship really any place for them? Don't we owe it to our sisters to get them away from all this fighting? Well? Reen's too kind to say it, but the fact is, you're not helping Alfin. You're not a soldier. You're not even a military academy student. You have no business being anywhere near a battlefield. Think of Mother. Having you close by would be such a comfort to her. Or you could go and be with Father before his surgery, though even that's a little too close to the front lines for my liking. That's enough, Cedric. Thank you. I know this is all your way of showing me you care. Of course I care. You're my sister, my kith and kin. When we were children, you always stood up for my sake. Nobles who deemed me too weak to be heir, commoners who fawned blindly over your intellect and grace, you defended me to all of them alike. I was so grateful and at the same time so frustrated. But now our roles are reversed. It's time for the strong to protect the weak, the way it should be. You're right. Sometimes I hate just how powerless I've been. But I'm not going to use that as an excuse to give up on myself. I'm sorry, Cedric. It's taken me this long to bring myself to say that. When your health failed you during the war, there was nothing I could do. Then somehow Chancellor Osborne saved you. But that was when your lust for power began. You were like a different person. As time went on, the change in you started to frighten me. I felt so guilty for not being there when you needed me most. I just didn't know how I could face you anymore. Perhaps a part of me felt like you'd grown up and left me behind too. Alfin. But look where that's gotten us now. You loved our family more than anyone, and yet did nothing to protect Father and Olivert from their fates, and I'm no better for letting you. Stop it. Stop it right now. I will not. We need to talk about this now more than ever. Jormungand, Mil Mirage, none of it means a single thing. The one thing that's always mattered to me, to us, above all else, is family. Whether Crimson or Radiant, I have no intention of leaving these wings. I will find the strength to support both Olivert and Reen, and even to stand against you should it come to that. Princess Alfin. I'm sorry you feel that way, Alfin. This was your final chance. Prince Cedric. We'll put an end to this next time we meet, permanently. Alfin, Reen, I hope you don't come to regret this path you've chosen. Cedric, wait. Father's surgery's coming up. Is it too much to ask that you pray for him? If the whole family bands together, Adios is sure to hear us. Majestically said, Your Highness. It's conviction like that that makes you the pride of the Radiant Wings, of all of Erebonia.
I'm sorry, Reen. I know I went too far.
No, he still has his teeth. You didn't go far enough if you ask me.
But I had to say something. So why? Why did things have to turn out like this? In spite of it all, he's still my brother. I'm the closest family he has.
Exactly. You reached out to him in a way only you could. He may not realize now how right you were just yet. But he'll come around eventually. Kurt and I will make sure of it.
Reen. Oh, Reen.
Reen and Alfin use Valimar to escape the city limits and return to the Courageous too.
Reen.
Your Highness, no need to rush. You're right on time. Princess Alfin?
I'm sorry, Reen. I tried to hold myself back. Really, I did. I know I'm not the one who should be standing here with you tonight, and yet, I couldn't stop myself from taking advantage of your kindness. The fact that you're here alone must mean that you and Elise aren't...
So you knew. You're right, and I've already called her to apologize. I'll speak with her again tomorrow morning. Please, don't misunderstand, Your Highness. I'm not the kind of person who keeps his feelings bottled up inside, certainly not tonight of all nights. No one compares to you, not even Elise. Honestly, I can't believe someone as amazing as you would even consider someone like me. But still, I want you here with me, on what may very well be our last night together.
Reen. Reen. Oh, Reen! You have no idea how happy it makes me to hear that. I'm sorry, Elise. I'm so sorry.
It's going to be okay. Elise will understand. Besides, I'm the sacrifice. There's no way of knowing what will happen in tomorrow's battle, and the fact that you're the princess poses its own sort of hurdles for us. I don't want to rush into anything while we're still so unsure of what the future holds.
It's all right. I understand. Just being here in your arms is more than enough.
They really went all out, didn't they?
So it seems. By the way, Reen, I have just one single request to make of you.
Anything.
Call me by my name. No more princesses. No more your highnesses. That's all I ask.
Of course, Alfin. Tomorrow we fight for the Empire's future. Together.
Right. Together.
Arnor, Ardor unlocked.